Okay, so today is the big day. It's Friday, it's the 26th of September, and I've cut my first window hole, and I'm going to be fitting it this afternoon. The reason for today is one, I've got a few hours, and two, it's going to be dry. So I'm hoping, if I can, to fit both windows. I've been at it about an hour, and the good news is I've already cut out one aperture. So there it is, it's a hole. It's most definitely a hole. And there is the result. It's not too bad actually. It's relatively tidy cut. I need to see how much the rubber surround will compensate for the bits that are not 100%, because I think going back and trying to redo them is going to be easier said than done. But that said, I'm pretty pleased with that. It's looking good. And yesterday I managed to do quite a bit of insulation on the inside of the van as well. In a couple of hours I've done most of the side. I put all this up now to try and protect from the swarf. I've had goggles on and gloves to make sure that I don't get attacked by all this metal flying around. So I'll give you an update when we fit the next parts. Okay, so I'm taking a look at what I've got here. I've got the window here, all still obviously sealed up in plastic, and that's way bigger than the aperture that I've cut, and that's on purpose because obviously I've got to stick the window to the other metal part. But before we do that, coming over to here, I've got the glue for the windows, or the adhesive for the windows, which comes with the windows, the company that I bought them from. It's got a glass primer wipe, I guess, to clean up the windows before you put them up there. And this is the thing I'm looking for here. So it's the primer that you put onto the bare metal, and you use these little things which are apparently called dabbers, and you try not to get too much on there, and also don't leave the top off the primer because it dries out really quickly apparently. So what I've got to do is I'm going to dip the dabber into the primer and then go round all of the edges. I've just done a little bit of a tidy up on here and just tried to get rid of any of the bare metal that was a bit wonky. As you can see, it's not 100% straight, but that's not a problem because I've got the trim which will take out some of that differences there, and so I'm not too worried about that. And then also the window itself will probably be boxed in at some point. So that's what we've got to do, and these little boys here are going to go down the gaps here and clean it up to make sure there's no bare metal. Okay, so I've done the edges and it does dry almost instantly. I went over the line there, and probably about 20 seconds later I tried to wipe it off, and I have to use white spirits to get that off. So we'll try and tidy that up a little bit, but it should be covered up by the black edging anyway. Okay, so there's quite a lot of shadow here, but basically the next job is to attach the U-trim all the way around. Basically the paint pretty much goes off almost immediately. It is very quick drying, and then this will hopefully make everything look a lot tidier once we've got the U-trim around the outside. Okay, so the good news is we have one window in position. To be honest with you, it wasn't too bad. It was quite a relatively straightforward job. The most difficult part was actually getting the mastic out of the tube evenly to put it on the window. Let me show you what we got. Okay, so this is what we've got. We've got one window in position. We bought these babies. To be honest with you, I didn't really use them very much, but I thought it was worth it. They were pretty cheap in the whole scheme of things, and it might be useful for some of the other windows that I've got to fit. This window very nicely kind of fits around the rim, and so that makes it much easier to fit in terms of just where it needs to go. So I'm pleased with that. It's looking good. About an hour now and it should be dried off. Obviously I'm not going to be moving the vehicle today anyway, but that is looking good. Whew. It's now 6:23. We've had a busy afternoon, but the good news is we've managed to get the two windows, the back windows, in position. So let me give you a quick tour. So this is what we've done this afternoon. We have fitted the two windows, which is great news. And they've gone in really well. They've just got some tape on them at the moment just to keep them in position until the mastic or the sticky stuff cures and solidifies. But actually it wasn't too bad at all. The hardest part really was applying the mastic to the actual windows. I think it's so thick that it's quite difficult to get out of the unit, and because I had a hand driven system, one of these boyos here, it was quite difficult to get it to work, but it did work, and it's up there, and with a little bit of help from Myra just on the final part, just getting in position and sticking it down. I'm hoping to test that it's waterproof and to show that I can fit windows. Good job. Okay, so this is the inside of the windows that we fitted yesterday. Obviously the inside will be cladded out in some way to make it look a little bit more fancy than it is at the moment. But the good news is that it's good and they're in. And there's the other one there. And this is from the outside. Looking good. I'm very pleased. And the big jobs has now been done that I was worried about. So it's been another busy day today, covered in dust there from the work I've been doing. We finished the windows yesterday. We finished the insulation of the ceiling today. So it's starting to take a little bit of shape. So this is what we've been doing. We've done all of the insulation on this one side here. Apart from where we're going to put windows, there's going to be some windows in there which won't fill up the whole of the space. But until I've worked out what they're going to look like, I've left them as they are. Then we've also done all of the ceilings insulation. If I go back here, you can see that it's a little bit dark because I've closed all of the doors. And it's early evening on Saturday evening. And then, as you saw yesterday, we've now done the two back windows, which is great news. And I'm really pleased with the way they've come out. And so that's it for today. Might just fill in that gap that I've just found. But apart from that, it's all done for today. Looking good. It's been a good weekend. I need a rest. I'm shattered.